Memoir Kwaba Eba Skeleton Man TV. So Skeleton Man TV Anna Wushi. So we your first time Pomodia subscribe. Me a notification is so. Click all no send video be a ye di betumono abusia. One son Sabekan one ye be a sure. Medasi bebre. Abusia for Lawyer Maurice Ampaw din komo abusia for wo din komo anu din komo fa President John Dramani Mahama ho abusia. Lawyer Maurice Ampaw say President John Dramani Mahama said you see Buna Ban abusia a more of a military leader than democratic leader. Was see President John Dramani Mahama or turn the late Jerry John Rawlings time and more military leader no or see President John Dramani Mahama will turn okra because akoye said oye cool be in a bed or beji power no o share opposition and some more can ye so ba power or the NDC judges burden ebe real judiciary because ohuni say MPP for yeden edoso ampeni ampa wo ba power over 120 judges and ebusuafo why den wa appoint wo mo sanso na chief justice or beto no ebusuafo wa fa kwan bia so ayeden eyi na free honum amode wo no ani chief justice aba etiosie ne ukokota NDC 4 cases no ebusuafo womunko na eyeden womunko na ewini because NDC judges and etna cases in so it is a one support NDC now case ekodru court or so who say wo beden wo be lose because here the NDC judge in a beba beden a beba betna case in so or see the late Jerry John Rawlings ebusia ne time one saki chief justice bia one influence court cases bia oma embrano and a year den a year na juma. But President John Dramani Mahama de ebusiafo wo turn military leader Lawyer Maurice Ampaw wo din komo timudie mumiembo nra video no.
The moment we tokumu yeyi mi pena judiciary no etonsum was the only institution that can check President Mahama with the power, the executive power. Yadamana you control everything in Ghana from appointment to sacking to pardon, to be pardon Obia, to giving contracts, everything in Ghana, President, is under control. And your government control the parliament. It is the judiciary, no? By removing the chief justice, no? You damage the democracy. You weaken the institution. Because then, the arm of government, the judiciary, people thought, say, a very neutral and a political that's the only institution to be checking the executive any the legislature no. You went there and did what we call judicial coup. That's how I tell it. That's a judicial coup. It was set in a way that you brought the whole thing was staged constitutionally. But you knew what you were doing. And those who help you to stage benefited it. And you brought your own, appointed all that you want to appoint. And see, the moment you do that, no, then it's like why extending your majority in parliament to now have majority of your people in the judiciary. So currently that's how your government look like. It's an NDC, your government currently is an NDC executive, NDC parliament, and NDC judiciary. That's how it. That is how. And the moment that happens, and you told people, you told your people, party people, say, look, NDC lawyers, that we need to put a lot of you people in the judiciary to balance the equation. Because you perceive, say, judges now more than do one MPP, you want an NDC. And the moment you brought 120 judges, right from the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and Circuit Court, and all way, now you became the superior. Now President Mahama controls parliament through Abagbagbi and his party. Whatever law they want to pass, they pass with impunity, with ease. When it comes to executive there, no go area, it's an old area. And when it comes to judiciary too. So currently, there's no democracy because the only institution we set say about checking the powers that the Ghanaians gave you when the same forest and the majority in parliament, you know, the judiciary should have been our safe haven to at least check your excesses, because when they give you too much power, it's likely was a power corrupt, absolutely. Mahama was not lucky. 2020, no, you're my executive, but then Ghanaians voted and gave the legislature to NDC. 2020 elections, you know, now Agbangbabi RNDC, you know, no, on the head of parliament, and another was just the executive president, and the judicial was separated. Now the moment you change Tokonu, brought in a lot of judges, you know, and what has weakened our democracy is the way the judiciary is now behaving. Look, I can tell you for God, man, from my experience, whenever I was a lawyer, Rawlings, who everybody knows say or no nonsense, obe ye coup, military mentality, the way Rawlings behaved, Rawlings didn't like judiciary well. But in 1992, when the constitution, Rawlings refused to touch judiciary. With all the weaknesses that Rawlings saw, he didn't like the way judges behave and the perception that Rawlings have about the judiciary. No, Rawlings realizes that that place is so sensitive. It is Rawlings with all his powers in 1992, more massively in parliament and everything, though, refused to deal with the judiciary. Rawlings did not remove the chief justice at that time. Rawlings did not appoint judges by heart, and Rawlings was not controlling the judiciary. The judiciary under Rawlings was very solid. In fact, the judiciary they were doing cases. The NDC Rawlings regime were losing cases. Becoming well. 31st December, Rawlings. That time was Rawlings or celebrating to the December celebration. He declared it holiday. Everything deserved December not holiday. That time, NPP took the matter to court, and the Supreme Court declared, say, Rawlings 31st December holiday was unconstitutional, illegal. Jesus Christ. And everybody knows how the revolution attacking Rawlings Akuma. Rawlings Akuma made a revolution June 4th, 31st December. But when the judiciary ruled against his soul, he didn't complain. Rawlings didn't sack any judge. Rawlings didn't call the judges' names. Rawlings didn't intimidate them. Rawlings exposing the judiciary to ridicule the public hatred or accepting it. And 31st December was not a holiday. Now come to Rawlings if you are and Akufo by Akufo came to didn't tell the judiciary. There were decisions at that time Akufo judiciary was ruling against reform government. You can't, they didn't touch it. Akufo was changing MPs, ministers about the judiciary. No, they were powerful. No attempt. Then Akufo left and Atam was by. When Atam came ways, Atam's time if Atam wanted to be democrat, to change the judiciary, that was the time. Atam is by almost every case BR NDC, the court, they lost. But the judges were very independent. Atamis came, the NDC lawyers, the attorney general were just rushing cases to the courts, and the judicial was so strong. They don't give in to governmental influence. That is where persuasion by say the way they are losing, they are getting impatient. Therefore, they have to do reclaiming. And then they said there's so many ways of killing a cat. But at times, Emma could go and say, hey, what's Wafufufufa? Say, case is based on father, say your case is bad. Leave the judiciary alone. And despite the attempt by the party, there were some people who wanted to touch the judiciary, President Atame Asunjeni, knowing the value of the judiciary when it comes to democracy, because when the judiciary is gone, when the judiciary, the independence of the judiciary is gone, when there's judicial interference of the judiciary, when the perception of the judiciary is said that it's in the pocket of the government of the day, then democracy will be an attack, weakened. So Atamas had an encounter with the media, and you be Atamas say, "Yati say judiciary no, he's not happy now. So he, Judge Dawood fear." What did Atamas said? Also, share meaning. Why would you say that? No, if you say me caricature, ade me go yi Judge Dawood the chief justice. Atamas say eye musuo, eye haram. It's against the principle of separation of powers. It's against the principle that the judiciary should be independent and there should not be any political interference. It's against the principles of the democracy that nobody should make judges feel very insecure. The tenure of the judges is secured. Judges should not be intimidated. And what happened in 1982, Yakukum judges Amel said no way. So Mills refused to remove the chief justice or interfere with the judiciary. And another came. He also failed to do so. But President Mahama, your removal of chief justice, weakened democracy by just moving to the judiciary. And see, let me tell you the effect of it. Now I'll say the truth. Nobody, and people in the judiciary, I'm not scared of anyone. Because maybe they do know I'm almost 60 years, 25 years at the law. You can take my license, you can do whatever you want to do if I don't care. I'm being truthful, I'm being honest. I'm being truthful and honest. Every judge watching me, share it, share the link. Including the Chief Justice. Currently, the Chief Justice is at say, I was Sunali, Ghana Bar Association friend is dinner. He's there. You can send it. The moment President Mahama, you removed the Chief Justice and brought Bafo Boni. Signal outstanding one. For the first time in the history of Ghana, the perception and the reality they say judges are untouchable. Like you can't go and do any damage to the judiciary. No, you prove to us that it can be done through petition. And the rule of Judges Tokonono, what happens is that it put fear in the other judges. Because if the head of the judiciary is removed, currently as we speak, the judiciary, every judge is not safe. Every judge will be a judge or show the shoulders. Whether my judgment will please the governor of the day, whether my judgment will please the resetting, whether my judgment will allow the resetting, and just a pretend of TV to Kudono. And true, the moment Tokuno was moved, you could see the trend say, now President Mahama and the NDC are winning all their cases. They are winning all their criminal cases. And when they win, you know what they say? Have you read a judgment? No, oh, there's justice, true justice. Now all of a sudden the judges are working. There's true justice. They want everybody to clap just because there is no judge who is capable of looking at their face and rule against them. So as they continue winning all the cases, the Attorney General has been praised, and then the other is working, and we read the judgment. It only took Justice Ankama and Diego to rule and set them free. That is where the state lost, because for the first time now, the rule against the state say the state have no case against Selinam, and that one NDC were happy, President Mahama and Co were happy, they were jubilating, and say arbitrary because it is about their fellow former appointee who has been freed. And you know, when for the first time the state lost and it goes to the benefit of President Mahama and then the NDC, they are clapping for the judiciary. You are yet to see, because since our case every case going to the circuit court, district court be involving the presidency in terms of be the president in terms of Monday jail. And you see, that is what has weakened our democracy. That is what the demonstration is all about. Please, let's stop the selective justice. Please, the judiciary is like in the pocket of the government of the day. True justice is being harried, and justice is being buried. People can predict the outcome of cases. Hey, I've never seen so before in my life. 25 years as a lawyer. 25 years as a lawyer. Look, cases in court, you don't know where it will go. Even we lawyers, when we appear before judges, 2 lawyers for your argument, you don't know the outcome because it is contemptuous for you to predict the outcome. No case in your to it is predicted to the sense of predicted outside. No lawyer knows that he will win the case. Now be a good lawyer be him say I'm going to do my best, because the law is not in the bosom of a lawyer. The law is in the bosom of a judge. It will not be your best. You try to convince the judge as to your case, and that's why lawyer be say you don't assure your clients I'm going to win. Lawyer be about boom be only law no and okasasa. You say I'll do my best, because I don't know it's the judge discretion and how the judge sees illegal opinion that prevails. And you know, we lawyers to crown 25 years of my practice no case be anywhere you to be predicted winning. Even when you are predict, you have in your mind crown, the judge can surprise you. Things can change. Corruption can come in. Judge perception can come in. Judge understanding of the law can change. Until they appeal no. But for the first time in the issue of this, judgments are predicted before the trial. Attorney General ran a commentary on cases. Now what catch up publicly say the people in those cases are going to be jailed before they send them to court. So we to me guarantee case no Attorney General never hear public and then jail him to be already before he send the case to court. And then when the case was in court, her ladyship sat down and people were criticizing the case. NDC people were telling her the number of years Kevin Taylor were pushing her to jail. Captain Smart, everybody, NDC people knew the judgment. They were predicting it. NDC and whatever they predicted came to pass. And then the poll. And now call social media. Anytime there's oral case, so you'll be jail, you'll be arrested, you'll be jail. So if you are in a country like that, where judges can easily be, judgment can easily be predicted, who is safe?